Anyways, so gentlemen, I want to start with a full screen of quotes from attorneys generals in their statements regarding what's happening to A.G. James. This from the California AG, Rob Bonta. This should send chills down all our spines. Trump has crossed a red line. We won't stand by as he acts like a dictator. From New Jersey AG, Matt Platkin. And these charges will be thrown out quickly if there's any justice left in the United States. Arizona AG Chris Mays. So, Counselor, on this last point, will these be thrown out quickly?
I don't know that they'll be thrown out, but I don't necessarily know that they're going very far. And from a legal perspective, speaking strictly about the actual legal mechanisms around this, one of the things that the government is going to have to establish is intent. That Letitia James intended to actually defraud the government by filing some sort of fake applications
for
that were
$40, by the way.
$40 a month, right?
$49 a month.
Right. And here's the thing that I've been saying. Letitia James is currently the Attorney General of the state of New York. Before then, she was the public advocate for the city of New York. That is a citywide office. She's the first woman to ever have held citywide office in New York City. Before then, she was a two-term city councilwoman. You do not get to look like Letitia James looks and show up in America and achieve what she has by trying to game the system. It doesn't happen. The other thing that I want to say about this is it's very interesting of all the quotes from the state AGs that you mentioned. You know who you didn't hear from? AG Ken Paxton in Texas.
There you go.
And you know why?
A real criminal.
Because he's got 3 primary residences. And if we're looking into housing fraud, if we're looking into these sort of applications, and we're trying to maintain the notion that this is not somehow a political prosecution, where's the conversation about that investigation? So ultimately, I don't think this is going far because we're not going to be able to establish the notion of intent against Letitia James in this case.
Can I just say, this may be incorrect and improper, but I don't care if Tish James went into the CVS and snatched everything off the shelf last week. And they saw her on the video. The President of the United States cannot order prosecution of somebody. Like, what is... Calm me down. Calm me down. Tell me I'm wrong.
Indictments on demand is not how it's supposed to work.
Look, I think that the real question of whether or not we are in a dictatorship or an authoritarian regime is the president shutting down the opposition? That's what dictators do. That's what authoritarians do.
Right.
There's a singular test. And there is no question that the only reason why Attorney General James is being prosecuted is because she is an opponent of the president and went after him and looked at his crimes.
But can I just say, Donald Trump... if you watch Fox News like I was doing the last 24 hours, I know, you told me, and I was on the internet. The chairman tells me get out the comments. But if you are watching Fox News, and I would argue even some other networks that are not Fox News, people are saying, well, you know, Tish James, she said she was going to go after Trump. Donald Trump, at the time that she was running for office, Charles, correct me if I'm wrong, but there were already allegations of problems and fraud with Trump University, with his businesses, other things. This was not some selective prosecution of citizen Donald Trump. He had done things.
But even on that point, Simone, you still have in any campaign, if you're running for the attorney general or top prosecutor, and there's a crime that everybody is aware of, or at least the allegations of crimes, yes, you're going to say as a candidate, I'm going to investigate that. What would she sound like if she got, well, I'm not going to pay attention to that?
I also want to point out the very important nuance between the notion of Donald Trump and his businesses being investigated as a civil matter and you trying to literally investigate and prosecute someone on a criminal front. The implications are entirely different and an entirely different level. And what they reveal is a level of pettiness with regard to this president and his thirst for retribution in this moment. And we're seeing it not only with Letitia James, but with the subpoenas that have been issued alongside other investigations for his other political foes.
I have to say, too, that when we think about the big picture, partly it is going after an opponent, no question, and there's an injustice in that. But I've been calling what's going on a self-coup, an attempt to destroy the other branches of government, to destroy the Congress, to destroy the judiciary. And each of these prosecutions that we're talking about has an element of destroying democracy. So think about the significance, the symbol of going after a state attorney general. What it's about is destroying the independence of the law. What Attorney General James did was enforce the law.